Welcome to ISE's Equity Index Weekly Outlook, a weekly outlook on ISE and other industry indexes, hosted by Patrick Ceresna, a derivative market specialist and investment manager with extensive expertise in options and the broader derivative markets. ISE trades options on more than 15 proprietary sector indexes, as well as broad-based indexes and a variety of licensed benchmarks. ISE continually enhances its trading systems and develops new index options products to provide investors with the best marketplace and investment tools to trade smarter.
Hello and welcome to the ISE Equity Index Outlook for February 2nd, 2009. This is your host, Patrick Ceresna. First off, I'm going to take a look at the S&P 500 using the Spider Exchange Traded Fund SPY. And more or less last week we were identifying that 80 support and expecting a retracement level that potentially could even temporarily pop above the 84 to 85 level on the upside like we saw here. We were maintaining to remain skeptical about any rallies that we're seeing in the marketplace, and in fact the selling did come in on the downside. So we're about to get some very important information from what the S&P is going to do. A break below the 80 level or the 800 level on the main index will indicate a new down leg has begun. The best case scenario at that stage is that we simply are going through a bottoming process with some retesting of that 75-77 zone on the downside. But if in fact we are in for another big bear market leg, our first downside target from a measured move perspective is down into the 65 to 67 zone on the downside. So there is a lot of downside risk on the S&P, but it all starts with a break below the 800 level or the 80 level on the Spider. So let's continue to monitor that level, and if that's exceeded, then the first downside target is that 75-77 on the downside. Next here, I want to take a look at the ISE US Regional Banks Index, which is the symbol JLO. And over the last month, we've seen some very aggressive selling, taking the regional banks to a brand new lower low right into that focal point we've been talking about for months, about that $13, $14 area. At this stage, we're now flagging in here with a very shallow upside rally, so it becomes increasingly likely that a continuation pattern to the downside's in place. Any significant break below the $13, $14 area on the downside opens that window for another measured move lower, which on the optimistic side would have reach a $10 area, but in a very deep accelerated sell-off could see even the $6 area on the downside. But that's all pending on whether or not this $13, $14 area is broken on the downside. So we're only looking for that if that level is broken. When we take a closer look at the ISE Sindex, which is a symbol SIN, this is an index of all the casino, tobacco, and distiller companies, and really we're seeing already a technical breakdown that's stronger than we're seeing in other markets. We had the same flagging formations occurring as we've seen with a lot of the other markets, but we've already broken to a little bit of a lower low right into the center of that 60-62 focal point. Any technical breaks of that level open the window for another significant leg lower. At this stage, the measured move for that move comes into that 50-55 zone on the downside. As for the ISE Home Builders Index, which is the symbol RUF, we're also seeing the same flagging formations in almost every chart pattern we're looking at on these indices. And really, again, this one, the same story is if it breaks the lower lows under that 625 to 675 focal point, immediately it opens the window for a decline down to previous lows. The initial move lower, though, we are actually looking for a move to just stall a little ahead of the in the midpoint between the focal points, somewhere probably in the 5.25 to 575 area for the initial move lower. That doesn't mean it's not going to go all the way down to 4.5 to 5, but then the initial break, that's where we'll be looking for the stall. When we take a look at the ISE Natural Gas Index, which is the symbol FUM, we really have seen a predominantly range-bound market for the last 2-3 months. We are still continuing to see some weakness as it's rolling over here at a mid-range, but at the 75 level on the downside. Initially, we're going to be looking to see support hold at the 62 to 65 level, but if we see accelerated selling in the broader markets, it's not unrealistic for this one to head down to the 50-52 area. And finally, taking a look at the ISE Mini FTSE 100 Index, which is the symbol UKX. We are seeing the market also rolling over from that flag formation at this stage. It's going to most likely drop with all of the international markets. If we do see the rejection continue here at this 420, 430 level, then certainly we're going to see a test down in the 375, 385. But our actual measured move extends a little bit lower. So even on this push lower, we may even see 360 on the downside. Thank you for joining me for the ISE Equity Index Outlook.
Thank you for participating in this week's session. Please join us again next week. For more information about Patrick Ceresna and to sign up for free index options trade alerts, visit www.optionsource.net. To learn more about ISE index options, visit us at www.ise.com/indexoptions.